the real reason Apple ditched the headphone jack. Alright guys, I'm just gonna go ahead and just break it down in plain English, okay? This is the real reason why Apple got rid of the headphone jack. It's not about innovation, it's not about thinking different, it's not about, this whole wireless technology, because if Apple really wanted to go wireless, they would, have wireless charging, but I'm gonna talk about wireless charging in just a second. The reason why Apple does not want this headphone jack here, you see this headphone jack? Apple did not make that. So, since Apple did not design this, since they did not create this, they can't make money off of it, okay? They can't make money off of it. Because if I make headphones, I can just make headphones like this and just sell them to whoever I want to. On the other hand, if I'm a headphone maker and there's an iPhone 7 with no headphone jack, for me to create my headphones legally, I'm gonna have to go to Apple and I'm gonna have to pay Apple rights to make headphones that can go on this lightning port. Now, why is that? Why don't headphone makers have to pay licensing for headphones like these? Well, they just don't have to pay it to Apple, okay? Because Apple didn't create this. Apple created this lightning port here. So Apple can charge money on this to manufacturers, because Apple can go out and say, we're gonna sell 50 million iPhones, and they probably will. And if you want to sell iPhones to, people that buy an iPhone 7, you're gonna have to jump on board and pay us money to use this port. That's the real reason why Apple got rid of the headphone jack. A lot of people thought 6 months ago, when all those rumors were out, oh yeah, Apple's gonna ditch the headphone jack and headphones are gonna sound better. I actually thought that too. I got excited. I was like, really? Headphones are gonna sound better? They're gonna sound better? Like, we're gonna get better audio? I was really excited. We're not gonna get any better audio with this new iPhone 7. We're not gonna get any better audio. It's gonna be the same audio, just Apple just wants to make more money. And I'm not bashing Apple. I'm definitely not bashing Apple. I mean, I pay attention to their stock price all the time. Apple has grown and grown and grown. Apple and Samsung both have kind of hit this point where cell phone technology, it's still growing, but not like it was like 5 years ago. I mean, when I look at the iPhone 3 and then the iPhone 3G and then the iPhone 4, I remember big differences between the three. But when I look at the 6, the 6S, and the 7, there are definitely differences, but the differences are not as big as they once was. One reason I think that is everybody's innovating cell phone technology, and these things are getting smaller. They've got so small and now they're getting bigger. And a company like Apple, majority of Apple's revenue comes from smartphone sales. And if people are not buying smartphones like they were 5 years ago, 4 years ago, Apple has to come up with other creative ways to continue to make money. Another huge rumor that I heard was because of the earpods. Like, Apple wants to sell more earpods, and if you guys have already seen these earpods, I mean, it looks like this, but without the cord. And the big rumor I hear from Mountain View, California is this. Like, I'm not going to say who I heard this rumor from, but the huge rumor I hear is they're going to be so much better than these wired headphones. That's the big rumor I hear. Like, they're going to be so much better. And another thing I hear too is the reason why these headphones always fall out of your ear is because they're connected to this cord, and the cord pulls it out of your ear. I don't know if I believe that. I mean, maybe I should just take these headphones and cut the cord off and just walk around with this thing in my ear all day to test it out. But if you ask me, I just think it's just another way for people to just, buy more stuff from Apple. Because me personally, I don't think I'm gonna get an iPhone 7. But instead of getting an iPhone 7, I probably will get those headphones just to try them out. And that's just another way Apple will make money. Like, for a lot of people that say, look, I'm not gonna upgrade to the iPhone 7, but there is a new Apple Watch, maybe I'll get that instead. Or there's Apple earbuds, I might get that. And another thing about Apple, guys, you can't forget they just paid like $3 billion to buy Dr. Dre Beats a couple years ago. And it kind of seems like Dr. Dre Beats and Apple, especially with the iPhone 7 not having the headphone jack, could be a really good match. Could be a really good match. Because honestly, I really think it's all about dollars. At the end of the day, Apple knows that, look, We need to make more money. How are we gonna make more money if, we're not gonna sell 150 million phones this quarter? We need to make more money off of something else. We need to sell more headphones, okay? We need to sell more accessories. Yeah, they're just gonna make more money. And I really believe this is my own personal rumor. I believe that Apple may buy either GoPro or DJI Phantom in the future. Like, that's just my thought. Like, I really think that they might buy one of those companies. Right now Apple has so much cash. They have over $200 billion in their account, which is crazy. Like, Apple is talking about buying McLaren right now, that's crazy. There is that huge rumor out there that Apple is, inching into the car business, but I don't know, it's kind of hard to confirm that because Apple really hasn't came out and said, look, we're making cars. Apple is a company that innovates. Remember, back in the day, everyone used to use floppy drives, and when Apple started putting CD drives in computers and they took away the floppy drive, no one really tripped out. Like, it wasn't a big deal because they replaced the floppy drive with the CD, which was much better than the floppy drive. So now Apple wants to ditch the headphone jack and say, oh yeah, we're going wireless, but at the same time, we don't have wireless charging. And I believe one reason why Apple doesn't have wireless charging on their phones yet is because Apple didn't invent it. And since Apple didn't invent wireless charging, that means that Apple would have to pay royalties to some other company to use wireless charging in their phones. And if you guys know, Apple don't like to pay other companies to use their stuff. Apple likes to use what they make. Once again, like, I'm not bashing Apple. This is business, and business is cutthroat, and people want to make money, shareholders want to make money, and this is what Apple's doing. And I would love to hear what you guys have to say in the comments. What do you guys think about the iPhone 7 with no headphone jack? I mean, are you guys down to go out and buy the new iPhone 7 with no headphone jack? Because me, I'm on the fence with it. I mean, I want the headphone jack, but at the same time, I kind of like the new technology, but I still like my headphones with the, 3.5 connection. Like, I don't know. Just let me know what you guys think in the comments. Like, comment, subscribe. Thanks a lot for watching. Peace.